Hi guys, we are going to look at how to find the vertical asymptotes, horizontal asymptotes, and or slant asymptotes, x-intercepts, and domain for this rational function that's given. First we'll do vertical asymptotes. Remember that vertical asymptotes come from setting the denominator equal to 0. So x minus 2 equals 0. Solve that for x and you get that x equals 2. Remember when you're writing your asymptotes, you want to make sure you include the x equals. Next, we'll talk about horizontal asymptotes. Horizontal asymptotes, we had three different options. The first one, where the degree on top is bigger than the degree on bottom, so you can think of this as x to the first. When the top is bigger than the bottom, that means there's actually no horizontal asymptote. And if there's no horizontal asymptote, then that means there's a slant asymptote. And we'll do that in a second. If the top is less than the bottom, and this is just so you can remember, your horizontal asymptote is y equals 0. And if the top degree equals the bottom degree, that's when you took the coefficients. So just something to keep in mind as you're working through your reviews. So to find the slant asymptotes, what you actually had to do was do long division. So we're going to go ahead and do that here. X minus 2 is going to divide into 2x squared minus 5x minus 3. Now, if there was any missing terms, we would want to make sure to put placeholders for that, but we don't need to worry. So we got to just ask ourselves, x times what is 2x squared? That number is going to go up here. That's a 2. Then we're going to go ahead and distribute that 2 to each of those pieces. So 2 times, that's a 2x because we got to get an x squared. So 2x times x is going to be a 2x squared. We need those to match. 2x times negative 2 is going to be a negative 4x. Now the next thing we do is we subtract. And when we subtract all this, what's really going to happen is we're changing these signs. So 2x squared minus 2x squared is going to be 0. That will always happen. Negative 5x plus 4x is a negative x. So we start over. What does x multiply by to become a negative x? And that answer is minus 1. And then you're done, because when you multiply that negative 1 times x, you'll get the negative x, you'll get plus 2, and you'll notice that when you subtract to change those signs, you don't have any more x terms. So the rest would be your remainder, and we don't need that. So my slant asymptote is going to be y equals 2x minus 1. The x-intercepts you get from setting the numerator equal to 0, and the way you'll solve that is by factoring. So you want to think about bouncing that over to have that negative 6. Numbers that multiply to be negative 6 and add up to be negative 5 are going to be a negative 6 and a positive 1. Slide by 2 means you have to divide by 2. So we factor that into 2x plus 1 and x minus 3. So that means my x-intercepts are going to have ordered pairs of negative 1/2 0 and 3 0. So we solved for x there, and then x-intercepts, you want to make sure you're writing those as ordered pairs. It looks like my minus 1 disappeared there. And then domain is the last thing. Domain always goes along with your vertical asymptote, and your domain is going to be everything except your vertical asymptote. So all real numbers, x cannot equal 2. That's it.